Okay, I'm at the front of 19506 Raymond in Maple Heights as we start the video walkthrough of the property. So first things to note is the siding is on the newer side, as are the windows. You know, they're vinyl siding and vinyl replacement windows, with the exception of the few, which I'll point to, and of course will be noted in the report. As you'll see, we got some snow overnight, which does limit my ability to inspect the roof to a point. However, in this case, I feel like I was adequately able to inspect it, and I would say it's about 10 years old and in really good repair. The roof, the attic inspection didn't reveal any signs of roof leaks too, which is always very important. There are a few structural concerns you'll see noted in the basement section of the report, but overall the foundation is in very good shape, which is the most important thing. And as I pan here, you'll see the electrical has been nicely upgraded over the years as well. You can see the new meter box here. Approach the window here, you can get a feel for the condition of the vinyl replacement windows, and also the basement windows are new glass block replacement, which is good. As you'll see in the body of the report, this section of the home was an addition over the years. These windows here are on the older side. They're metal framed, really sort of built for like a sunroom type. There's a few cracked panes of glass on the opposite side of the home, which will be noted in the report. The home does have a fence, which is in nice condition. Just a quick pan up here, and we'll head around. Smaller item to note is the front stoop here really should have a handrail. It's anytime there are 4 risers and you count the step into the home, so it's just at 4. And before I forget, I wanted to pan back here. You could see this clay downspout crock is cracked, which, if this property is subject to a point of sale inspection from the city, that will definitely be called out. Come around this way. This section of the home here had some surface moisture in the block. Nothing too critical, but I believe it could be related to this downspout connection. So really those two there should be addressed, and those would be marked as defective in the body of the report. I'm going to pan up here. I'm going to head down the driveway. The concrete is in really good condition. Get a shot of that there. Quick look at the detached garage, which I'll add to in a second. The chimney's in really good condition. There is some minor spalling of the bricks up there in the crown, which is the upper section, will eventually need to be re-poured. It's just a concrete wash that they sort of formed to allow moisture to run off instead of sitting on the brick. Nothing urgent there. Some minor flashing work will be needed up in this section of the report, which you'll see, and you have a loose piece of siding here. So there's a couple minor siding things. We pan up here. The AC is on the older side. It's too cold to run the unit. It can actually damage it when it's below 60 degrees actually, so I will note that in the report. Just recommend that you do inquire with the seller to make sure it's functional. Quick look at the back of the property. And the back of the house here. I just want to show you a few things in the garage. The garage has a nice newer concrete slab which has been poured, and the electrical is nicely done. As you can see here, everything is nicely protected in conduit and up to code. The only thing I did note, and excuse the noise, I'm gonna have to close the garage door to show you this. There are a few of the joists which have cracked. You can see this one here is pretty significant, and then there's a smaller crack back here at this joist. So it's not really impacting the structure, but with things like this, it's best to be proactive. So I do recommend what's called sistering. Just means putting another board alongside it of the same size and then bolting it to it. So that's it. From here, we're gonna head inside and retrace my steps. Okay, now I'm in the basement of the home at the base of the stairs as we just retrace the steps of the interior inspection. And the first thing I wanted to show you as I just spin around here is the staircase is, there's a couple issues. One, you notice this top riser here is about 9 inches, which one is not consistent with the rest of the stairs, but it's over the allowable 7 3/4 inch height that's recommended. So some improvements should definitely be made there, just for liability purposes. It's a little uneven and uneasy to walk down. And I'll just quickly pan the mechanical side of the basement. A few things to note here. You see these steel support columns here have been added. There's a couple issues with them. One, they're the telescoping kind here that you can see use a pin to bear all the weight. Really, those are only designed for temporary use. Now, those have been here a very long time, but the main issue, you can see the kind of wrap tape around it, but as we look right here, the steel has completely corroded through. You can see the big crack there, so those will need to be replaced. There's two that are problematic. There's another one back here at the base of the staircase. You can see that. So that is a structural concern that should be addressed, but the block structure walls are in really good shape. You can see that here. One thing I noted as well on the floor joists, you can see it picking up there. There's a bit of mold down here. It's kind of isolated to this one area, so I don't think it's overly problematic, but should be at least treated topically, and you should run a dehumidifier in this space. In front of us here is the main sanitary plumbing drain. You see it's a mix of cast iron and copper, but the base of it here has been wrapped with the same kind of tape. So that's also corroded. Really, that should be replaced with PVC piping, so that will be noted in the report. A quick look at the furnace here. It's in really good shape. Everything runs well. It's nicely installed, but it is 1999, so it is a bit on the older side. Look this way. Water heater. Again, it's an older mechanical. That's going to need to be replaced sooner than later, but at the moment it's in good working order. Shut over here, the laundry area. Closed washer and dryer. Everything is nicely done. There is a need to repair the dryer vent here, which you'll see noted in the report. It's a gas dryer, so that could put carbon monoxide into the home potentially, so that's important. And the electrical panel was upgraded in 1995, which is considered to be still a new install. It's in good shape. There was one small issue of what's known as a double tap neutral wire. I would just recommend referring to the electrical section of the report for that. And then again, of course, we see some knob and tube wiring up here coming into the panel, which is the home's original wiring. And it's very, very typical. As I say in almost every one of these videos, I see it in nearly every home that's built in this age range. So a quick walkthrough over here. A couple light bulbs out on the other side. There is a fixture here though. The home has had some past waterproofing work done. I believe what this trim piece here is all about. Actually, as I'm taking a second look at that, that's not waterproofing, that's just decorative trim that was laid, so sorry for the confusion there. Look at the gas meter and the water main. While we're on the subject, it seems like a dry basement. I don't see any alarming signs of moisture. This wall here, you can see that's sort of the moisture kind of pushing through the block. That's just all due to surface water, so there'll be some tips, just really, usually that comes down to just proper maintenance of gutters, which is often overlooked. Just a quick pan, and that's it for the basement. Okay, now I'm at the top of the stairs, as at the side of the home as we enter the kitchen. You can see there's a gas range. Look at the newer cabinets there. Straight ahead here, you can get a look at an example of the vinyl replacement windows, which are in the majority of the home, with the exception of the rear addition and one window on the upper level, which you'll see. We come in around through here. You'll see what looks like brick here is actually just a faux brick. It's like a foam material. Look at the bathroom. So for a home having knob and tube wiring, everything is correctly installed as far as the outlet goes. You'll see you have your ground fault protected outlets in the kitchens and baths everywhere you require them. And the main home has just 2-prong outlets, which is the recommendation. Quick look here at the rear bedroom. Now this room opens up into what was an addition at the home here. And you'll see, as you'll note in the report, there's quite a bit of these ceiling tiles throughout the home. Now, there's no way to know 100% without testing, but based on their appearance and the probable age, these are likely asbestos containing. So you'll see that noted in the report as well. And then yes, this section of the home has been added on at some point. Now this home has older windows. They're metal framed, and you'll see a few of the panels on this side of the home here. I don't know if that's showing up. Looks like it will. Are cracked. Now with this, there is no HVAC supply. It seems like the residual air from the home is heating it well, but there was, I believe, some sort of wall-mounted unit here that's been removed, and you'll see that on the exterior as well. I'm just going to walk here to the front bedroom. Again, this room, you see the ceiling tiles are in those 3 rooms. But other than that, it's a well-maintained home on the interior. You know, no real cosmetic damage to speak of. And the structure itself, with those steel columns we saw down there, it hasn't affected the structure of the home, which is obviously a good thing. Go ahead in the living room, look at the front door. Quick pan. And we'll head up to the upper level. Look here. This is the what I assume is a original wood frame window, but it's the only one that remains in the house, and that one's in good shape. But again, you can see right in front of us here, we got to look at the ceiling tiles that are likely asbestos containing, so they're on this level of the home as well. There is a bathroom up here on this level, which is always nice. Not many homes have this. You'll see the surround in front of me. At one point in time it had ceramic tile on it, which has since been removed. So that will be noted in the report. You will need to finish this off somehow. There is HVAC supply here, which is good. And these windows have been replaced as well. They match the rest of the home, the vinyl replacements. And there's just a few attic cubbies here, but you'll see it's nicely insulated. And we'll just head. There's one last little attic space I did want to show you. You can see the homeowner has this plastic sheeting up over this entry. I'm going to recommend that nicely insulated door is actually installed there. But things look really nice in the attic space. Like I said, there's been nice insulation added over the years. and I don't see any signs of trouble. Everything looks really clean here. So that's it for the interior, and if you have any questions, please let me know.